Triple burner. Seated or standing. Lengthening through the spine. If you're sitting, make sure your feet come right to the floor. And your sits bones are on the edge of your chair so that you make sure that you feel that center of the hips all the way up to the crown of the head. Slowly exhaling down and slowly inhaling up. The inhale gesture with the palms up and the exhale gesture with the palms moving down. The accordion, expanding the rib cage. Exhaling to contract it. Feel that open of your center body and the closing as the ribs come closer to each other. And last one. Picking up a feather over here on your right side and letting it go. Watching it come down the wall. Inhale the other side. And the same thing. Now slowly move across the center. Belly, rib cage, upper chest raising, and then the exhale down where they diminish, but the spine stays long. Using your peripheral vision as you watch the hand move up and down. Breathing in, breathing out. Bringing a bowl to the center body for a spinal twist from yoga. Inhale through the spine and feel a silver feather from the back of your skull up here as you lengthen up. And then spinal twist, rib cage comes after the abdomen and then the upper chest, and then looking over your shoulder. Inhaling to the center, very delicately with this bowl, and then spinal twist, abdomen, rib cage, upper chest, inhaling to lengthen through the spine and exhaling to twist. And now make it a bigger bowl, almost a T shape here with the body. And inhale, abdomen, rib cage, upper chest, maintaining that length in the spine and feeling the twist on the exhale. Inhale back to center, keeping the arms in an even T here, or a bowl, and then moving to the opposite side. Beautiful. Now we're going to take that left hand and bring it over to the outside of this thigh and raise the right hand. Lengthen through the spine. Feel the twist. Coming back to the other side, you can maintain your bowl if you like, and then bring your right hand to the outside of your thigh. Lengthen through the spine, bring the palm up, and release. Come back to center. And release. Okay, so now shoulders, we can do this seated too. So sometimes you need to be able to sit for whatever's going on, and this is something you can do, seated or standing. And now take the fingers the opposite way, back, up, forward and down with the elbows. And now return to the opposite way so that you really feel the shoulder blades roll down the back on the exhale. Good. And still seated or standing, bringing your chin towards the chest and rolling the head towards your right ear to right shoulder. Up, around to the other side, left ear to left shoulder, and back towards the chest. And one more all the way around. Good. And from there, looking over towards your right, inhale first. Slowly move the chin right opposite the earth, not either too far up or too far down. And then inhale to the center and move to the opposite side. The chin will be right over that shoulder or just before it. We're all different. And coming back to center and letting go. All right, I'm going to move my chair. We'll start our preparing for our Tai Chi Chih in a moment. But first, we're going to do some of the same we just did. A couple of triple burners. A couple of picking up a feather and letting it go, feeling your weight shift over here. Exhaling down, feeling your weight shift on the opposite side. Lengthening through the opposite leg, letting the heel go. Beautiful. Knocking at the gates. The gates of your abdomen, all the way back towards your buttocks, releasing the back heel on each side, bringing it up to the lung points here and down to your kidney area here. And now anywhere you would like to tap, we're going to go down from the hip bones here, flatten the back, come straight forward here with a flat back, and now round, release, come back up, inhale, come all the way up, open the arms up here, and now fold forward from the hips here with a flat back, bringing the palms, the backs of the palms together as you come into the fountain, and inhaling again. And one more of the fountain. Good. Now we'll tap down the arms first today. Right arm down, up on the inside, down, inside. Send the energy out both ways. And then the opposite arm. Send the energy out. Sweep off any things you're worried about. And then coming down the body, all the way down, inside of the legs, outside of the legs, and back up. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Feel like a mountain. If you haven't had any hydration recently, you might want to have your water nearby so that you can get water when you need it. Rocking motion. Feel the feet as you move towards the balls of the feet and lift the heels. Feel the feet as you move back through all of the points to lift the toes. Inhale towards me. Exhale away from me. Bring in your figure 8. The sense of bringing energy from earth and sending it back towards earth. In the gesture of infinity. Now feel yourself as if you are a rocking chair. Rocking forward to the balls of the feet, feel the toes. Rocking back through the whole foot, feel the heels. Feel the sense of connecting to the breath here. That will ground you even more as you move back. That moving back is when the abdominal muscles will come in on the exhale. 3 more. Rocking motion, we've begun. Tai Chi Chih, 19 movements in one pose. We'll slow it down here even more as we move to slowness, continuity, a couple more. Moving from the center and circularity in this figure 8. Sinking it through the earth. Bring the feet a little bit closer together and double ground it. Coming from the low dantian to your middle one at the heart and lungs. And then to your highest dantian, the head. Inhale up and sink it down slowly. Finding your position of the Qigong breath with the jaw slightly released and perhaps an inner smile right around the cheekbones. And now we'll ground on 2 balls of energy here in resistance to gravity. And begin our next move, which will be to simply bring the heels a little bit in here so that our feet are in a V. Bird flaps its wings. Inhale here to lengthen. Exhale here to sink. The heels lift. Circling the wrists and inhaling back. And last one. Let's do one more really super slowly. Bird flaps its wings, and welcome to Aquatic Park today. Lots of birds out there welcoming us all to outside now. And inhale slowly back. Sinking all that energy into the earth with our grounding. And then practicing our shift as we come into our first forward back weight shift. Thumbs on the hip bones here, lengthen through the spine, and shift towards your left and then towards your right. On your next shift towards your right, release the left heel forward. Around the platter is our next move and the first of the forward back weight shifts. Feel the length of your spine as if you're being held up by a silver thread to the top of your ceiling. And as you move towards the front knee, it will slightly bend and the back leg will slightly straighten. Not necessarily locking back there, but certainly pretty straight because we want the heel to automatically lift on its own and back. And then the toe to lift on its own in the front. The yon leg will now be in front. And now the yon leg will be in back. The yon is the masculine leg. It's more bent. It has more weight in it than the feminine. So feel those differences of yan and yin and back, yan and back, and yin in front. Two more. Around the platter in chest high water. Release that left leg back. Inhale to ground it through the earth. And shift it towards your right to left to be able to lift the front leg, the right leg forward. Around the platter, right side. Feel the evenness of your circle as you inhale forward and exhale back. Three more. That looks beautiful. It's hard to slow down this much, but we're doing it. Inhale that leg back in and sink the energy. Double grounding it since we finished the right side. Shifting towards your right this time to start with your left foot and releasing the palms forward. The little ball here is inside of a bigger circle. Around the platter, variation. Palms face in polarity, and then when the fingers drop, they're in polarity with the earth. So there's a change here. Feel those changes with your energy. You might feel a little tingling in the palms as you think about that, because awareness of the chi will build the chi. It's the connection of the breath, the mind, and the body. And last one on your left side. Now release that left leg back. Inhale to single ground it. To shift it towards your left and prepare the right side for around the platter variation. Picking up a ball of energy and letting it go right opposite your heart on the exhale. Let's do the last three slower. Last one. Around the platter and around the platter variation come to a graceful conclusion. Double ground it. Taking time to shift to the right while you prepare for bass drum. Palms are in polarity through all of this as they face each other on the inhale here and the exhale back. And the toe will rise when you get to the far back. And the heel will rise when you get to the far front and glide through the center. Use your energy C at the abdomen to breathe in and now breathe out. Expand the belly, contract the belly, coming back. Use your abdominal muscles to do that. Work your core. Last one on your left. Draw the foot back easily. Single ground it with your feet in a V like I am doing right now. That will allow you to shift towards your left fairly easily, and this foot will already be 45-degree angle to what's going to be the front foot as it drops forward. Bass drum, right side. Release the jaw. Feel the inner smile and feel the nostrils and the tummy working together. Last one of bass drum. Bring the foot back in. Inhale to sink the energy into the earth. Double ground it. Daughter on the mountaintop is next. Shifting towards your right to bring the left forward. Lengthen through your spine. Coming to the top of two mountains and down through the center trail. Your left hand comes behind the right as you cross them here and come from a big circle to two circles. The inside circle is yourself. The outside circle is someone else, or a bigger circle like the community. Your inner circle will always be near your heart. Feel the inhale here as you climb the mountains, and the exhale as you come through the center, zipping down on an exhale. Three more. Daughter on the mountaintop. Will be followed by daughter in the valley. Companion moves. Bring back the left foot. Sink it through the earth. We'll now move to the right side. So let's shift over here. Palms are outside here, just outside your waist. And your right heel comes forward. Daughter on the mountaintop, same gesture of the heart and the left hand connection close to your heart. Yeah, good. We're moving towards synchronicity now. Synchronicity is when not only we are connected inside synchronistically, but when everyone else in the community is connected. It's really cool. Takes a while, maybe 20 minutes to have that happen. So here we are, daughter on the mountaintop. We'll do three more here. Be sure to keep the chest open and the crown of the head moving up like an arrow from the back of your skull. Last one. Beautiful. Draw that foot back in, and we'll double ground daughter on the mountaintop. And our next move will be daughter in the valley. Shifting towards your right, bringing the fingers right up above your shoulders here and outside a little bit, representing the two mountains, this one over here, this one over here. We'll come down through them and then come up the central trail, daughter in the valley. Here's the inhale, here's the exhale. Two more. Beautiful, it looks great. Draw the foot back in. Single grounding. Inhale and slow release. Shifting towards your left. Palms go up here, representing the two mountains. You exhale down. Inhale first, of course. Exhale. And then you come through the central trail on the inhale. And the back foot finds itself in a 45-degree angle. Notice how that back heel will rise to accommodate the front yan leg. And then how the back comes to bending in the front leg, the toes rise. Notice those changes. So interesting. And you're gliding through the center, using that breath to keep you on the earth in balance. Two more of daughter in the valley. Last one. Beautiful. Return the foot back, double ground it. Resting on globes of energy. Let's do a triple burner here. Inhale. Sometimes we need to stretch through the shoulders. It's really important. And exhale down. Another triple burner. We want to keep that expansion in the body as we move. Beautiful. Now we move into our first big side-to-side weight shift. Carry the ball to the side. Feet are in a V, sinking down. Inhaling with the little ball that's going to be here inside of a bigger ball as you release this left heel out, and then bring the ball with that bigger ball or bigger circle, and then bring in the outside foot. Your left foot draws in. I'm sorry, that was your right leg. And we go the other way. We're still going left. Bring in your right leg. Sink. Third one, 3 times 3 move. Coming to the noble number of 9 in all of our postures from now on. Winding up towards your left. Release your right heel and moving right. Carry the ball to the side. Sink. From that sinking position, wind up. Inhale, sink. One more, 3 times 3. Beautiful. And now we're going to move back towards the sun, the sunflower. And we'll slow it down. Like we're seagrass. And last one. Beautiful. That looks so easy. That's what we want. Exhale and double ground it. Open the feet a little bit. Let's triple grounding it, bringing it overhead. Inhale up. And slowly exhale down. Sleepwalking. That's slow. On your exhale. Let's do that one more time to increase our relaxation response today. Inhale up. Very slowly, palms up, moving towards heaven. Turn them over, sink them down slowly on the exhale. You'll feel your whole abdominal area move in, right? Yeah. You can always take an extra breath and keep it going. Let's shake it out. We didn't do that at the beginning, but it's a wonderful Qigong process of letting everything go. Sometimes we really need to do that. Start with your feet and move up. One more. Very good. All right, our next move is to come into Tadasana so we can come back to mountain pose. Just breathe there. A few seconds, slow it down. And now we're going to come into push-pull. So we'll shift towards your right to bring the palms right here forward, and the left heel will come forward. Push in a circle of circularity here, releasing the fingers and the wrists to come back toward the heart on the inhale. Push, pull. This time exhaling forward towards me, beginning your circle and inhaling back as you move back on the exhale. The palms move down slightly and then they move up with fingertips and then they move back towards you on the inhale. Giving and receiving energy on your inhale. What you gave returns to you. And one more on your left side of push, pull, also called giving and receiving energy. Inhale and sink it through the earth. Shift towards your left. Release your right heel. Inhale first and then exhale forward and inhale back. Feel the foot in a 45-degree angle on your left side and the directness from the hip of your front leg. Four more here. You slowed down sufficiently, so take your time as you move forward and back to really feel this heel that's about to move up and the toe that's going to be moving up towards the end of your shift. Last one on your right side of push, pull. Inhale that right leg back. Inhale to sink it through the earth. And we'll double ground that one. We're moving into a lot of energy now, so take it even slower to ground it. And one more grounding. See if you can feel that come into your right leg as you move down. It's very strong right now. It's because you're exhaling through that right nostril predominantly once you start getting into the chi. And now we're going to shift to the right to bring the left forward, pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe through the fingertips. Palms are up. Your back leg now carries the 45-degree angle, so don't forget the way that feels. That helps to ground you back there. You're essentially in kind of a railroad track position here from yoga, like you do for hatha, the warrior one. Yeah, that's the position of your feet. If you do yoga, you'll begin to see the relationship between the shifting in terms of length and the way the back foot is positioned. You just don't lift that back foot in hatha for the warrior, but you do lift it for a weight shift. 3 more. Last one on your left. Bring in that foot, the left foot. Sink it through the earth. Single ground it. And we'll do pulling in the energy on the right side now. Shift towards your left. Release your right heel. And feel the energy coming in through the fingertips. This calls for a visualization. So what would you want from the farthest star today? Three more. Feel your circle as it moves out from your heart and spins around to the other side. Last one. Inhale and release. double ground it. Let's triple ground, pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe. Taking energy from the earth up towards the trees to quadruple it. And then finally, to do a slight back bend only of the upper spine as you look up towards the stars. And then we'll ground that singly here and move to get some water for about 10 seconds. Take your time, but 10 seconds actually seems like a long time when you're moving this slowly. Great. We're back to our next move, the Taffies. Shall we sync it, do a little bit of shaking out for a second here? And then a Tadasana to bring us back to where we want to be, which is moving slowly. Just breathe easily here. We now come into our Taffies. Basic Taffy, left hand comes under right elbow. Your left heel comes out and you move to the left with the underneath hand as the guide. Basic Taffy, exhaling here. Feel your energy C as you draw in the air and then spin it through the center here. Also called moving through heavy air or sticky taffy, like candy. If you've ever made taffy, you know how hard it is to pull apart. We want that feeling there. We also want to get a feeling of sinking here and maintaining that sinking. And then the feeling of inhaling to lengthen. So we'll inhale here and then feel the sinking as we ground. And then we'll go back the other way. It's almost like that wind up is part of that sinking. Feel it right there. That's it. And then feel the rising on the inhale as you straighten everything and then sink again. It's like a cosmic dance, isn't it? When we're doing this together. Two more. Last one. Moving back to the left. And sink it through the earth and we'll double ground it. Inhale to rise. Exhale to sink. And one more sinking and rising. Here the sinking and here's the rising. Which brings us to anchor taffy. Your right leg will be anchored and not move until you do the side to side shift. Pulling taffy. Left foot just came forward. Left hand is underneath as it invites us to the side here. Sink and forward. It's as if you're a little boat moving forward, but the anchor is keeping you from going very far. And then when you pull the anchor in, you move the boat to shore. And then the anchor leg does change here. So the metaphor is not quite accurate, but if you played with boats at all, you know what it's like to draw the boat up onto the shore. It's like a weight shift there. Let's make sure we add the grounding between moves here, whether it's forward and back or to the side. Last one here of anchor taffy. Forward. And back to the side, to the sunflower here. And sink it through the earth, double ground it. One more grounding. It's interesting how these 4 taffies become more energetic each time. This is circles taffy, and you're going to drop down and rise and drop down and rise, and then you sink, and then you pull the taffy to the side. Okay, and meanwhile, there's this circle here. Okay, here we go. Circles taffy. And your left hand draws you to the left with the taffy. Inhale and sink, and inhale again and prepare. Inhale and sink. And your left hand moves under and pull it towards the left. Bring in the other foot. Sink, inhale, and prepare. Here we go. We're going to go back the other way. So your right hand will be underneath as you wind up and pull. On the third one, you wind up. And then this is where you pull. This is where you're going to inhale to rise and then sink briefly. And then we'll inhale to move. Right hand underneath, pulling yourself to the right and the foot in. And we'll do one more set. Last one. And sink it into the earth, double grounding it. Bringing it to the heart, your middle dantian, and to your head, your highest dantian, your third dantian. And then slowly down to your low dantian at the abdomen. Resting on globes of energy for a moment. That's highly energetic. And we move now towards perpetual motion taffy with heel step. Left hand under right elbow. Heel step, releasing, flexing the foot, and then releasing heel to toe. Now release the opposite leg. Release the opposite leg. Once you've released that leg, then you're sinking the energy into the opposite foot. So make sure you know which one's going to be the sinking foot. Now it's your left foot. Now it's going to be your right foot. Opposite foot. Then sink into it. Opposite foot. And then sink into it. Good. Perpetual motion taffy can be done any number of times. Just make sure that we're standing, keeping our spine straight up from the tailbone up to the crown of the head. That's really important so that we don't bring our weight over that knee as we're doing this. The feet are in a V, but this fairly wide to protect our knee. And last one, a perpetual motion. Inhale and sink the energy into the earth. For sure, triple ground this one, because we've just finished the Taffies. And we'll be moving now into working the pulley. Shifting towards your right leg, your left hand comes forward and your left heel comes forward. The right hand is underneath the hip here with the palm up. And then you're going across the body. And on Zoom, we think that we can almost send that energy to someone's shoulder and the other person's shoulder. And of course, that's the mind saying we can do this, but possibly it's building the sense of intuition is what it's doing. You know how when you're thinking about someone and you see them, that's always a weird phenomenon. But right now, just think of yourself as touching that person's shoulder. Even if it's on a recording after we finish Zoom, it still has that effect. Last two here. Good. Bring that foot back in. Inhale to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, just sink the energy into the earth and move the energy now into your left foot. Your left hand will be underneath the hip and your right hand will be forward and your right heel just dropped out. Moving across the body. Nice. Let your front heel swivel and your back ball of the foot close to the toes swivel. That way you'll keep knee, hip, and ankle together. You can also shorten your front back weight shift by moving the yin leg, which is the straight leg, either forward or back. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Jaw back in that right leg. Inhale, just sink it through the earth on the exhale. And double ground it. Triple ground it, bringing it to the trees outside that have gotten plenty of water recently and are greener than I've ever seen them. And then to the highest one, up to the sun that makes everything grow. And sink it down. On your exhale. Grounding on globes of energy as we move into our next move. Light at the top of the head, light at the temple. Feet in a V. Sink it down, draw the energy up to over the crown of the head and the back of the skull there, where your silver thread is holding you up from the top. And sink and rise. Holding the energy there, circling the palms forward with the fingertips up. 6 to 9 times. Hold that Tao symbol right there. All the opposites are held there in your light, and sink and rise. Exhaling and inhaling. Enjoy. Hold the energy again, and we'll repeat that. It's so beautiful to let go. Now inhale here. And sink and rise and let it go this time, 3 times. Turn the palms to greet the earth. Sink down. Inhale up with your left hand close to the heart at the top. Sink it down slowly. Coming to light at the temple. Feet still in a V, sinking and rising. Holding the energy here. The connection of thinking, speaking, and action are right here at our head. Bring them together and then sink and rise. Let's come back again and circle again. Hold it and let it go this time. Your light will go out into the universe. There it goes. Enjoy. And back to the earth. And back to your heart as we prepare for joyous breath, our most yan move. Nice inhale here. And then sink it. Let all of everything out once before we begin. Bring the feet in the V here. Inhale up everything you have, and then sink it out 4 times on the exhale. Make it very yawn, very masculine. And very joyous. Slowly bring it back to the heart. A little wider as we come into our next move soon. Another deep inhale and exhale to ground this gently down with softness. And then your right hand will come up, your left hand will face the earth. You'll come a little wider for passing clouds. All things change. And you and I are in the middle of it. So we can either follow the mirror hand or not. We choose to stay in the center, no matter what happens here. Because we're just watching the clouds right now. Lots of changes happening. What is our part in it? Two more. Last one. Bring the outside foot in. Preparing for our next move, which is 6 healing sounds, which are ho for the heart, hu for the spleen, tsu for the liver, sh for the lungs, shi for the triple heater, and chui for the kidneys. You'll start with your left hand and your left foot. Right hand, right foot. Shh. Shh. Repeat. Heart. Spleen. Liver. Lungs. Triple heater. Kidneys. Five with heel step chui. Mixing the energy of yin and yang and yin, all the opposites that we've played with today. And bringing your left heel to your right ankle bone for cosmic consciousness pose. Drawing the left hand close to the heart. Looking over the window of eternity, fingers open here and through the window. Interlacing the fingers, bringing them overhead. 3,000 years of Qigong. 6 centuries of Tai Chi, all forms. And the work that we're grateful for, most recently in 74, the work of Wen Shan Wong, teacher of Justin Stone, and Justin Stone's Tai Chi Chih, which we've explored today. Thank you for your practice.